Good afternoon, my Real News Midday TV family. Welcome back to the channel for another news update. And in the news of this afternoon, laborer slapped with assault charges after allegedly choking woman. A laborer of Salem District, Clarendon, has been charged with assault occasioning bodily harm after allegedly using his hands to choke a woman during an argument in his community on Sunday, June 9. Charged is 26-year-old Moses Brooks. Reports from the Mocha police are that about 11 a.m., Brooks and a woman were having an argument that reportedly developed into a physical altercation. It is alleged that Brooks proceeded to choke and hit the woman, causing swelling and bruises. A report was made to the police and Brooks was later arrested and charged. His court date is being arranged. Mobile cabbies vow to keep protesting until strike organizer is freed. Taxi drivers on the Cornwall Court and the Salt Spring routes in Montego Bay have vowed to stay off the job until one of their peers is released from police custody. The man, known as Outer Road, has been credited with organizing Monday's strike in the Western City, part of planned disruptions across several parishes. Outer Road is a popular social media vlogger. He implemented a thing and invites a thing, and we're out here supporting him. If you lock him up at the station, we can't go in and leave him out there a batter. So we're not changing until he comes out, one taxi operator who goes by the moniker Military declared to the news. And him push us to come out here. If we go home and leave him to be in jail by himself, then it means we never mean him no good in the first place, he added. The taxi operators are adamant that they will extend their withdrawal of service until the end of the week if Outer Road is not freed. If him in there, it won't stop, Military said, as others nodded in agreement. According to a police source, a man matching their description of Outer Road was taken into custody on Monday and is being interviewed after allegedly making threats against the Prime Minister Andrew Holness. The news was unable to ascertain the nature of the threats, but the cop who spoke on condition of anonymity stressed that no charges has been laid against the man. On Monday, Outer Road's colleagues warned the commuters to make other arrangements as they were serious about staying off the job. Like their peers in other sections of the country, they complained that the demerit system is unfair. Military described it as draconian. Imagine you get 3 tickets and you lose your license for 6 months, he questioned. They are also of the view that they are being penalized twice for one infraction. How we pay the fines and we still have the demerit? Asked a cabbie who goes by the name Prime Time. Before this, when you go before the judge, you would get the points taken off. But now, 3 tickets, well even 1, and you can see your license suspended for up to 3 months, he continued. Other grouses include a decision not to go ahead with a planned fare increase and the spiraling cost that they face. We have to do so much with Jamaica. Why are you treating us so bad? Military asked. Appeal court denies application for return of boat on which cocaine was found. The Court of Appeal, in refusing to grant orders for the return of a boat that was confiscated after cocaine was found on it, has expressed the regret that 17 years have passed since the applicant took steps to overturn the order. The delay was due to non-production of records in the Kingston and the St. Andrew Parish Court since January 2007. In refusing the application, the court upheld the preliminary objection by Crown Counsel Donette Henriquez and Frida Cox that the application should have been brought under the Judicature Appellate Jurisdiction Act instead of the Dangerous Drugs Act. Mark Archer, the owner of the boat, had filed an appeal for an expedited hearing in August 2023 against the forfeiture order made in the parish court in 2007. Orders were made by the Court of Appeal on December 4, 2023 for the court administrator at the parish court to cause the clerk of the court to transmit to the court before December 18, 2023 the relevant document for Archer's matter to be heard expeditiously. The boat, known as the Dolphin Lady, which is a 60-foot trawler fishing boat, was searched by the police with the assistance of the Jamaica Defense Force Coast Guard in February 2005. A bucket with 8 parcels of cocaine was found on deck. 8 men were on board at the time, and one of them admitted that the packages belonged to him. All the men were subsequently arrested and charged, but 7 of them were freed after the man who admitted that the packages belonged to him pleaded guilty in court. On February 17, 2005, Archer, through his attorney Ernest Davis, applied in the parish court for the release of the boat and its cargo of fish weighing 6,000 pounds. Archer stated that he did not know that drugs or anything illegal were on the boat. The application was heard in the Kingston and the St. Andrew Parish Court and was refused on February 21, 2005. After one of the 8 men pleaded guilty to drug charges on March 30, 2005, the parish judge signed a forfeiture order under the Dangerous Drugs Act. The order indicated that the application for forfeiture of the boat was made on behalf of the Crown by the clerk of the court. Archer made another application in April 2005 for the revocation of the order, but it was refused on January 5, 2007. It is to be regretted that some 17 years have passed since the applicant embarked on his quest to overturn the order of the resident magistrate so that the vessel can be released. It is truly egregious that this delay was largely occasioned by the non-production of the record of proceedings in the court below, the court lamented. The court pointed out that the application before the court was for the hearing of the application to be treated as the hearing of the appeal so that the Dolphin Lady can be released. There is no proper appeal before us, and as such, we have no choice but to refuse the application. The court, comprising Justices Paulette Williams, Evan Brown, and Kisok Leng, ruled last month. The attorneys for the respondents argued that Archer had brought his application under the wrong law and had not properly invoked the jurisdiction of the court for the matter to be heard and determined. It was further submitted that the applicant was not a defendant before the court for the offenses that engendered the application under Section 24(2) of the Dangerous Drugs Act and therefore lacked standing to make an application pursuant to Section 293 of the Act. They further argued that the application should instead have been brought under Section 29(1) of the JAJA. Attorneys at law John Clark and Isaac Buchanan, who represented Archer, had argued that the applicant was not a convicted person, nor was he seeking the exercise of His Majesty's mercy, and thus could not seek to have the matter referred to the Court of Appeal by virtue of the provision of the JAJA. The attorneys argued that based on the special statutory jurisdiction of the resident magistrate, now parish judge, the applicant would have an interest in the boat, and if aggrieved by the final order or judgment, he could apply pursuant to Section 293 of the Dangerous Drugs Act. The court referred to the case of Bertram Sears versus the DPP, which is a similar case to Archer's, in which a petition to the Governor General was referred to the Court of Appeal for a rehearing under Section 29(1) of the JAJA. The relevant section gives the Governor General the authority to refer petitions to the Court of Appeal. In refusing the orders sought, the court encouraged the applicant to move expeditiously to take the necessary steps to properly approach this court. Guys, thank you for watching. See you this evening at 6 p.m. for another news update.